What's up, ladies and gents, and welcome to another Way Brothers shout out. Today we are shouting out Chilia Mafia, the card game that packs the heat. This is a prototype version of a game that is coming soon to Kickstarter, produced by Lemery Games. I believe this is the first game that they have produced to date, and by the design of it, I'm looking forward to see the other games that they will certainly be coming out with in the next few years. So let's talk about the game. In Chilia Mafia, you are playing as an agent that has been sent out to wrangle up all of these little chilies that have gotten loose and are doing their good old mafia rampage upon the land. You'll be competing with other agents to create mafia gangs in order to score the most points. This is, of course, a card-driven game, and here's a little hand. This might be a starter hand. You start with 6 cards. We see that we've got the Maruga Scorpion, and the Habanero, and the Hungarian, and the Sweet Chili. And these are examples of the chilies that you're going to encounter in the game. There's chilies numbered 1 all the way up through 10. And then there are also hot cards, which are red cards, and action cards, which are more green. And I got another example starting layout right here. In a given turn in the game, you can do basically any of the following in any order without limit, which is a very unique concept to be playing with for most games. But you can create a chili gang, which you have to play at least 3 cards, 3 chilies to create a chili gang. There's 2 types of chili gangs. There's a mixed gang that has 3 cards that are all different numbers, and henceforth, after you play that, you can add to gangs that you've already created, but to do so, you have to stay within the parameters of that given gang. So a mixed gang, I can never add another 7 or 4 or 1 to this gang. I'm gonna have to add a 2 or a 3 or a 6 to keep building it up. It has to stay a variety. Or, for example, if I have 3 of the same, I could play a Brotherhood gang, which is all the same. What's unique about this is with the normal gang, or the mixed gang, these are going to score points at the end of the game according to their face value, and that's all. So if this was the gang I had, it would score 1 plus 4 plus 7 makes 12 points. But if I'm working with a Brotherhood gang like this, that are all the same, it's going to score their face value times 2. So this would score 2, 4, 6 times 2, also 12 points. So it's actually more efficient to have cards of the same, which is very interesting. I got these cards all mixed up now. Here, that's how it was. Besides forming a gang or adding cards to it from your hand, you can also play a hot card from your hand. To play a hot card, you can only play 1 card per gang. So if I have 1 gang played out, I could only play 1 hot card on my turn. I actually have to choose a member of that gang to play the hot card with, because they tend to be sort of attacking cards and you're putting them up against opponents' cards. In this case, this is Pinch, which is going to let you steal a card from another player's hand. Or maybe it's actually from their gang. Let's look at this nifty little reference right here. Look, Pinch. Slide 1 chili pepper back into the middle of the draw deck. Okay, it does something entirely different than I thought it did at first, but yes, that's what it does. And then you can also play action cards, which you just play and you do the thing. In this case, Earner, let's see what Earner does. Earner lets you draw 2 cards from the deck. Don't worry, I have played this game a few times. I just don't remember what all the different things do. That's why we have these handy player reference cards. Then after you've done all this, at the end of your turn, you're going to draw 2 more cards from the deck and add them to your hand. Look, now I have a Ghost Pepper and another, the Hungarian, so that is quite nice. And then you'll just keep playing turns and slowly getting cards from the draw deck at the end of your turn until you get down to this, the Dawn Raid card, which will be somewhere down here. It actually has this nifty little reference in a 5 to 8 player game. You're going to put it this far down to the deck. If it's a 2 to 4 player game, we'll put it this far down. So it's kind of a nice little visual reference there. Once you get the Dawn Raid card, you have a chance to basically rearrange all of your Mafia gangs. So if you have a Brotherhood gang that you want to pull a card from one of your mixed gangs and add to, you can do that. It's actually a very convenient way to score a lot more points at the end of the game. Then you just keep going until you run out of cards in the deck, and then you tally up all your points. Whoever has the most points wins. A couple things I appreciate about this game is, for one, the box is very cool. I mean, it's basically just a nice solid cardboard, but look, it's magnetic, baby. I don't think I've ever seen that in a board game box before. So kudos to Lemery Games for their first game going with something unique and possibly mildly expensive like that. It's nice quality of components. I also appreciate how in this game you can play anywhere from 2 to 8 players, which is quite nice if you have a big party, get a lot of people over that maybe you want an easier to pick up game, and you just break this out and play with up to 8 people. And jumping off of that, yes, it is an easy to learn game, but also still having a decent amount of strategy to incorporate and have fun with. I also like the cards in this game. It's kind of hard to, I guess, articulate or explain exactly what I like about them, but there's something about the consistency. It makes them very easy to shuffle, and they're nice and slick, and they just fold right in without really getting, too bent over time. So that is nice. And yeah, that's Chilia Mafia. Make sure you guys go over and check it out on Kickstarter, and yeah, enjoy it. It's a fun game. Recommend. Way Brothers out.